What is the best way to connect to databases with Python SQL? Imagine you're building an app that needs to store and retrieve data quickly and smoothly. Connecting Python to a database is the key step to making that happen. Since Python doesn't have built-in support for databases, you'll need to use special libraries designed for this purpose. These libraries act like bridges between your Python code and the database system you choose. For example, if you're working with MySQL databases, the most common library is called MySQL Connector Python. For Microsoft SQL Server, you might use Pyodk, and for lightweight, file-based databases, Python has a built-in module called SQLite 3. The first step is to install the right library for your database. You can do this easily with pip, Python's package installer. For example, to install MySQL Connector Python, you'd run pip install MySQL Connector Python in your command prompt. Once installed, you import the library into your script. Next, you'll establish a connection to your database. This involves calling the connect function and providing details like the host name, username, password, and database name. For example, if your database is on your local machine, the host might be localhost, and the database name could be testdb. After connecting, you'll create a cursor object. Think of this as a tool that allows you to run SQL commands. You use the cursor to execute queries like select, insert, update, or delete. It's best practice to use parameterized queries here to prevent SQL injection, which is a common security concern. Once you've run your query, you can fetch results using methods like fetchone. For a single row, fetchall. For all results, or fetchmany. For a specific number of rows. This helps you process the data returned from the database. Handling errors is important too. Wrap your connection and query code in try-except blocks to catch exceptions. This way, if something goes wrong, your program can handle it gracefully instead of crashing. If your queries change data in the database, remember to commit those changes. This saves your updates permanently. You do this with the commit method on your connection object. Finally, always close your cursor and connection when you're done. Using a context manager with the with statement is a good way to do this automatically, even if errors occur. For example, connecting to a MySQL database involves installing MySQL Connector Python, then writing code to connect, create a cursor, run queries, and close everything properly. This process makes your Python programs capable of storing, retrieving, and manipulating data in a reliable way. For more advanced needs, you might consider using Object-Relational Mapping libraries like SQLAlchemy. These tools help you work with databases at a higher level, making your code cleaner and easier to maintain. In short, the best way to connect to databases with Python SQL is to pick the right connector library, follow a clear sequence of connecting, executing queries, handling errors, and closing connections. Using context managers can make your code safer and more efficient. This approach keeps your database interactions smooth, secure, and easy to manage as your application grows.